Today was day 4 of the teacher training, and we got a new teacher today in the asana class because they are changing over the days, and he has a different style, and he reminded us of the fact, as I said already some days ago, that every teacher has their own style. Every teacher will give you what they have experienced and what they felt was useful, and you have to see for yourself what is helping you and choosing the methods that are good for you. We learned that in order to do any asana correctly, you have to practice 5 things. Those are the forward bends, so like going down to your feet, for example, the backward bends, then hip opener, core strength, and arm strength. And yeah, if you have these 5 and you can do them, are good at these, then you can do any asana. And we learned a lot about alignment, like how your body has to be aligned in all kinds of different positions so that the asanas are correct. Then in philosophy, we talked about the Yoga Sutras that Patanjali wrote down probably about 2,500 years ago. He was a wise man, and the first sutra said, is translated as "now the discipline of yoga." It's just a short verse, and somewhere else it's translated as "now you get the instructions for yoga." So that's the start of the whole book of these 196 verses, sutras. And one interesting point the teacher made was about the role of hope. That when you don't have any hope left, when you're utterly hopeless, that's actually a beautiful moment. Because as long as you have hope, you are kind of in the future. You are hoping for something better than you have now. Just like people who always say, "Oh, the past was so beautiful, I want to get back to that." And in both cases, you are not living in the here and now, but you are in the future, in the past. And yeah, in the moment you lose all hope, and maybe you're at a crossroad of your life and you think everything is lost and I don't know where to go, that is the moment when it can happen that you say, okay, I'm going to forget about all these expectations I had about how my life should be like, etc. And now I'm just gonna be in this moment and totally indulge myself into it and experience this moment, which is already perfect the way it is. I thought that was interesting, that hope can also be seen in a kind of a negative way. Yeah, what else? So the second verse in yoga, that's where Patanjali kind of defines yoga, and in his opinion, it's yoga is the stopping of the mental modifications or distortions. So you know how you always have thoughts and interpretations about everything that happens around you, and how this often makes us unhappy. Like I could be sitting here under a palm tree in the nice weather, but if I'm having negative thoughts like, I don't know, no one likes me or whatever, then it can become a terrible place suddenly, just because my mind is telling me something. And yoga means that you are kind of free from all these waves and all these ups and downs that you experience, that kind of level down. That's how I understand it at the moment. And the teacher said maybe for a beginner that means that you just reduce the number of thoughts, maybe from 1,000 or 1,000,000 down to 100 each minute or something like this, and you get more blissful through this. And that you should see you can see your thoughts kind of like clouds that just pass by, and you look at them with interest. You know, okay, there is some thought about, I don't know, I shouldn't be here, or whatever, or there's sadness, or there's a happy thought, oh, this is wonderful, And you just watch them and think, oh nice, another thought, and let them pass by. In anatomy and physiology, we talked about the fact that as the postures, the breathing exercises, and the meditation, they are all helping us to develop our nervous system, to make it more efficient and make it work better. And the teacher stressed that we should mostly learn to relax, because we all know how to get us in a stressed out mode, but we often don't know how to calm ourselves down and to relax, which is a prerequisite for having free will, as I said, I think also in the last video or so. And people often tell you when you have some problems, why don't you just meditate, it's going to help you. And the teacher doesn't think that is true. Roshan is his name. Because you first have to learn to relax, and if you are very relaxed, then the state of meditation will come naturally. Yeah. And then again the topic of posture, like you have to have a good posture so that you have space, for example in your back, so that the organs can get all the nutrients and the energy that they need, and also that the metabolic waste can be transported away, and like so that the organ can communicate with the brain and tell it what it needs or what has to be done, so to speak, in that area. And therefore it's also very important that we get our body aligned. Yeah, those were, I think, the most interesting things today. And yeah, I can really start feeling my muscles now. It was quite tough today, all the handstand exercises, etc. So yeah, I am sure I will have a lot of pain tomorrow moving or walking. We'll see. So good night.